Hello, this is Frank Shines. I'm in Summerfield, Florida. It's March 30th, 2020, and we're here with Connie. So, Connie, tell us, where did you get your name from?
Okay,
And give us your full name.
all right. My name is Constance Arlene Stroud. That's right.
Arlene. So that's where okay, my sister, one of the twins,
I
gets her name
know,
from
I
you.
heard. And I
Okay,
was shocked when I heard that.
interesting. Okay,
Was it Arlene and
Arlene
Darlene?
and Darlene.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's what
Born in 1966.
okay,
And
that's what I heard, that they were
mhm.
twins, right? Uh, but my name, Constance Arlene, I don't know where the Arlene came
Mm-hmm.
from, but it's my understanding that the Constance came from either a lake or a river in Germany.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure which it
Mm-hmm.
was, but it was interesting. There was a picture in the paper recently. I think I was in Colorado where I saw it, so it had to be
Mm-hmm.
last year, of this particular lake or river.
Right.
And I was glad to see it because I said, "Oh, that's what I was named for." And I've never liked the name because of that. I thought my
Really?
father had 10 siblings with multiple names, and he chose a river
River.
in Germany to name me after, and I was never happy about that.
Oh,
And so I've always chosen to use the nickname Connie.
good for you.
So, and plus it was easier to write when you're a little kid. you
That's for
know,
sure.
so
Even a
so
big
that
kid.
yeah, so that's my name. Okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
So tell us, okay, so obviously the Stroud family, the history is just amazing. And the more I've learned, the more impressed I've been. Tell us your earliest memories of the Stroud family in Colorado Springs.
Um, my earliest memories, and my youngest sibling, who is 3 years, 12 days,
Mm.
I think it's 3 years and 12 days younger than me, was not born.
Mm.
So I was not 3 years old.
Got
Wait.
it.
But anyway, my oldest sibling was a year, I think, and
Hmm.
5 months older than me. And that's the one I related to all the
Mm.
time. And we were very good friends. And I do remember one day that she made me very angry, and I don't know why, but we were at my maternal grandmother's house, and I was trying to flush her down the toilet.
What?
Right, I
Oh
was
my goodness.
trying very hard to flush her down the toilet, and of course, obviously, that was making quite a racket. And everybody came rushing to the bathroom to find out what was going on. And they asked me what I was doing, and I said, I'm going to flush this chick down the toilet, and then I want a new chick. And they told me I couldn't flush her down the toilet, that wasn't allowed. And I do remember them laughing, and that was the end of my memory. I
That
don't know
is
what happened after
amazing.
that, you know,
Interesting.
right? But that ended that particular memory. Okay.
So your father was my grandfather's brother, Tandy, and my earliest memory was when I was at Grandpa Tandy's house
Yeah.
in Hayward Hills, and I remember it was a car. I must have been about 3 years old, maybe four, I think three, and I grabbed a can opener and used it to turn the car ignition, and ultimately somehow got the car out of gear and it backed up. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, Grandpa Tandy had a long trail up to his house from the road, and the car started winding all the way down the trail with me inside of it, and ultimately hit a tree before it hit the road, and everybody came running out and got me out of the car. I was safe and everything, but yeah, I had a little bit of. But that was
Whoa.
my earliest memory. So tell us, Katie Stroud.
Okay, my grandfather.
Yes.
Okay, Kimball Dolphus Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
And the belief is that there was a Kimball tribe in Africa that name came from.
Right.
But the things I remember about him, he always had stories to tell us about Burr Rabbit,
Mm.
and I forgot the Sly Old Fox.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so he was blind from what I remember,
Mm-hmm.
and he would sit between the dining room and the living room, he would sit there in a chair, and as we passed by, he'd grab one of us
Right.
and put us on his knee to tell us these stories.
Wow.
And I liked him okay, but he had a beard, and I didn't like that.
Oh, right.
A beard scratch,
Mhm.
you know, and I really didn't like that hair on his face, so I didn't want him grabbing me, you know. But he'd just reach out and grab whoever came by
Really?
and tell you these stories. And the stories were interesting.
So,
You know.
how old were you then? Do you think?
I don't remember, but a
Mhm.
very little kid.
Probably only 4 or 5 years old.
I had not started school or anything
Right,
like
yeah.
that, right. And he was still alive, and I
Mhm.
think he died in 30, I think it was 35, I'm not sure.
Right.
But anyway, I was born in 33, so maybe it was 36 he died, I don't remember.
Right. Yeah,
I
I think it was
remember
around
being
36 or 38, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
remember us taking the pictures at the house after he died.
Mhm.
But I don't remember going to the funeral or anything about it. But
I
that
see.
doesn't mean I didn't go. It just
Right.
means that I was asleep.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
little kids take naps
Oh, yeah.
at the worst times sometimes.
Right.
But yeah.
So
but
then, your father, his son,
right. My father, I don't have. Well, I have some memories of him as a child. I
Mhm.
remember when we were in Texas, and he moved us to Texas because he was working with the Civilian Conservation Corps as a teacher. And my youngest sister was not born again, so I was 2 years old, but I remember us in Texas.
mm-hmm.
I remember one morning, this is a strange memory, but it sticks in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get up every morning and I guess eat a cracker. But apparently my mother hadn't left a cracker out for me. So I went in their bedroom.
Right.
And when
Oh,
I
my
went in
God.
their bedroom, there's Daddy standing there with no clothes on,
Oh,
getting
boy.
ready to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just stunned at the hair that I see in his pubic area. And I'm thinking, where did he get that out? And I had a little brother. Here I've got this little brother that didn't have anything like that, and I cannot figure out what in the world, how do you get hair there? And Daddy says in a very stern voice, Constance, go back to bed. Your mother will be with you in a minute. And it's like it didn't penetrate because I'm still trying to figure out why there's hair there. And then Daddy says this again, very stern, and it got through.
Mm.
And it's like I said, oh, and so then I went back, and that was the end of that memory.
Interesting.
That's the last thing I remember about that memory, right?
We're going to ask you to tell us more about the story. Obviously, he's one of the most famous of the Stroud 11. We're going to take a quick break.